Oh, yeah, thanks, better. Oh, sorry.
Good morning, Vanderbilt, and welcome to Morning View. I'm Sam Malik.
And I'm Carly Schwartz, and it is April 15th? I got excited. 14th. I was so close, Vanderbilt. So close. I'm just a day ahead of myself. What can I say? It's not a good time to be a day ahead of yourself.
No,
there's so much going on.
And we have so few days left.
So
Carly
many
and
days.
I do.
It's so scary.
Sorry, Vanderbilt. We're getting a little bit like morbid here.
Very morbid. My segment
like
last week was very depressing. It was dark. Because it's the end. I mean, we literally have a week of classes left, and then finals, and then we're gone.
Finals, then beach week.
Finals, then beach week, then we're done. No, we can't forget about beach week.
Right.
Because, in case we need
one more excuse to cut loose.
Yeah, exactly.
Spring break and formals and
rites didn't cut it.
Did you go to the concerts?
I did. Did you?
I did. I went to both days.
And how were they? Did you fun?
Yeah, I did. I definitely preferred some of the earlier acts to the headliners, which I think is that's always how it is for me. But 21 Pilots put on a great show. The Mowgli's put on a really great show. Stevie Aoki was fun.
Yeah.
I got to see 2 Chainz. I didn't think he was great
you can
live.
Say you saw 2 Chainz.
I can say I saw 2 Chainz.
See, I'm like a real grandma because we've always noticed this about me, but I've finally realized that come midnight both nights, I was ready for bed. It had nothing to do with everyone wanted to go out downtown, and I literally 2 Chainz sang I saw 3 or 4 of his songs, and I was like, I saw 2 Chainz, I'm very tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. And everyone's like, you're gonna leave now? You waited all this time. And I was like, yeah, I'm exhausted. Grandma Carly is tired and she needs some sleep. So.
Right. Well, if you missed the end of 2 Chainz, you didn't miss a whole lot.
Well, thank you. I did miss the end of 2 Chainz. Everyone was not saying too great things about him, but
he didn't perform Talk Dirty, and I will never forget it.
Did he not?
No, and I know.
Yeah, I went to sleep.
I know you're only a collaborator. I know you're only featured on that for 30 seconds.
Still.
2 Chainz. But most of his songs, he played 30 seconds of a song, and then was like, all right, I'm done. Next song. And just moved through the set, and then at he was supposed to play till 12:30, and by midnight he was like, I'm out. So.
Well,
thanks 2 Chainz. Thanks for ruining my rites of spring.
It's all your fault, 2 Chainz. No, I thought it was great when I was there. I didn't realize that acts could go, once again, grandma, acts could go on so late, because I guess I'm used to now going to Lollapalooza Music Festival, which is in Chicago, and they have, since it's in the middle of the city, they have a cutoff time, which is 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. So Coachella goes to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Coachella, it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no time. There's nothing. I remember we went to Tiesto, which went after the headliners of the Killers. Tiesto was the after party, and Tiesto didn't go on until 1 a.m. And at that time, I was not a grandma yet, so I enjoyed Tiesto. But before I went to sleep, obviously. But yeah, so when it was 11 o'clock and they weren't on stage, I was like, where are the headliners? I want to go to sleep. But anyway, it was fun.
Right.
Did you have any crawfish this weekend?
I did. Not too much of it.
Good.
But
too much is not good for you.
No, just
enough.
I don't necessarily always trust the crawfish at these events.
Yeah.
If I'm down in Louisiana, sure, Alabama, sure, okay, you guys know how to make crawfish, but we had a tailgate at our fraternity, and the guy making the crawfish was from Chicago, and he did a great job, but I was I don't know.
Well, you're making me questionable because I had some crawfish at your event, but that's okay. It was the first crawfish I've ever had.
You never had crawfish?
No, wait. I had one at Deke with my dad. My dad's like, you have to try it. So I tried it, but I was like, whoa, what is this? And then I actually ate it last time, but I really enjoyed the potatoes. That was my favorite part. That was my favorite.
Much safer.
Yes,
Hard to mess up potatoes.
Much safer bet. But anyway, other than Rites of Spring, there's so much going on around campus. So I will hit everyone with some headlines. Right. Connie Vanita Dowell, Vanderbilt University's first dean of libraries, who worked tirelessly to expand the library system's mission, modernize its facilities and services, and create a welcoming and engaging environment, will retire on July 31st, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Richard McCarthy announced. During her nearly 6 years at Vanderbilt, Dowell oversaw an extensive $6 million renovation of the Central Library, making it notably more user-friendly. She changed policy to allow food and drink in the library system and opened a cafe, Food for Thought, in the Central Library. In her message to library staff on April 8th, she said, I owe my career to this institution. I am so honored to end my career here. This experience has produced memories that are even more treasured than those of my earlier time here as a student. They are the best possible gift anyone could take into retirement. I will not be leaving Vanderbilt, only my position as Dean of Libraries. Jody Combs, Associate Dean of Libraries, will serve as interim Dean of Libraries from August 1st through June 30th of 2015. A search for Dowell's successor will be launched during the fall to the 2014 semester. And Vanderbilt officials are investigating at least 3 reported rapes on, that's not funny, I'm sorry, reported rapes on campus this academic year. In addition to the June incident involving 4 former football players, 2 of the incidents allegedly occurred, I'm sorry, I can't read properly today. I don't have my contacts in, so I'm laughing. Occurred in the Hank Ingram house on Martha Rivers Ingram Commons, while the 3rd allegedly occurred in the Alpha Epsilon Pi fraternity house. The victims in each case have chosen not to press criminal charges against their alleged assessors, according to VUPD. While details of each case are closely protected, the university wants students to know that there are options for support for students in those types of circumstances, including Project SAFE. Project SAFE is Margaret Cunningham's Women's Center program that is currently being expanded to a separate office, is intended to serve as a confidential safe space where victims can seek guidance on how to move forward. The office's new physical location on Cumberland West Side Row is scheduled to open in the summer. Project SAFE is intended to provide in-depth guidance to survivors who are struggling with these kind of dilemmas in a safe, confidential, and comfortable place. Though the physical space has not yet opened, students can find a list of campus resources on the office's website. And after struggling in Friday's 10-4 loss, the Vanderbilt baseball team bounced back in Game 2, evening the series with an 8-5 win. There's no word yet on the results of the rubber match, but the Aggies are looking for their first road series victory, and Vanderbilt 7-7 SEC is seeking a winning conference record. For more information on these stories and others, check out InsideVandy.com or pick up your latest edition of The Hustler. I am majorly struggling to read today, so I apologize for that. I couldn't see what the letter was after the TH, R.
Right.
And so it was either like threat or 3. I couldn't figure it out, and so I started laughing. And it is not funny, Vanderbilt. So I deeply apologize for that. And I'm happy that they have expanded the resources to have Project SAFE and to really be able to get the victims help that they definitely deserve and need.
Absolutely.
So
I've always thought we should do like a making of Morning View or something where, you know, because it's. I don't think if you haven't read a teleprompter, you don't understand
how hard it is. Thank you.
And sometimes there are hyperlinks embedded into the news articles that we use, and those appear blue on like a black background, and so it's impossible to see them.
So Vanderbilt, if you think we're really stupid because we can't read, aka if you think I'm really stupid because I can't read, please come into the studio and try reading for yourself, because it really isn't as easy as you might think. And it should not seem that hard. But also with our teleprompters, just to give you a little insight, it cuts off
so janky.
The words, which is why I can never read half of what I'm saying. And I also need glasses, and I'm not wearing those. So there's a lot of factors that really go into my inability to read on air.
Every day is a struggle in the
life of Carly Schwartz. So I just want you to be understanding, Vanderbilt, because I understand the struggles of your life too, I'm sure. Right.
And if you think you can do this better than we can,
audition
contact Ellen Thompson and Carly Vaughn, because we are looking for hosts.
We are. So. Little plug.
Yes.
After you learned how hard it is to read out the teleprompter, but hey, you might be like a star at it.
I know.
I was probably much better at it freshman year than I am now.
Well,
Grandma's eyes. What can I say? What can I say?
All right. Well, why don't I take a swing at it and see if I can.
Let's see how you do.
I'm just gonna totally botch this now, but let's hit you with some headlines here. Despite threats that Ukraine would launch a full-scale anti-terrorist operation against pro-Russian forces early Monday morning if they did not surrender the buildings they seized in Sunday's clashes, the protesters in Ukraine haven't budged. Ukrainian interim president vowed not to let the eastern part of the country fall to a pro-Russia forces as Crimea did. After clashes with pro-Russian protesters, Ukraine was unsuccessful in attempts to retake Sloviansk, a city of 100,000 people, some 80 miles from the Russian border. One officer was reportedly killed in the clashes. Ukraine has vowed to weed out the armed terrorists. And 3 people are dead following shootings at the Jewish Community Center and a Jewish assisted living home in Overland Park, Kansas on Sunday afternoon on the eve of Passover. Police said they arrested a 73-year-old suspect, a former Ku Klux Klan Grand Dragon, a neo-Nazi, and a Green Beret. He allegedly fired at 5 people but missed 2 of his targets. William Lewis Coropin, a local doctor, and his 14-year-old grandson, Reed Griffin Underwood, were killed at the community center. The 3rd victim was killed at the Village Shalom Senior Living facility, but has not been publicly identified yet. The suspect yelled Heil Hitler from the back of the police car as he was taken away, which is absolutely terrifying.
Oh my God.
Bubba Watson donned the world's most famous green jacket yet again after winning the Masters tournament Sunday. Watson beat 20-year-old Jordan Spieth, who could have become the youngest Masters winner ever, on the final 9 holes. Watson got down too early to Spieth before going birdie-birdie on the 8th and 9th holes, while Spieth went bogey-bogey. Watson is the 17th golfer to win the tournament multiple times. Wow. This is a depressing day in news. We really need to find some happier...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's horrifying. You would think, I don't know.
Right.
You would think in this day and age that wouldn't be happening, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad they caught it, they caught him.
And there are, I guess, crazy people out there who do terrible things.
I don't understand. Sometimes I see these articles, and right now we're studying actually in my rhetoric class, the Obama, all of his rhetoric discourse and on shootings, and we just did the Boston massacre, and it's just really, it's so sad because he's in his presidency he's had to give more mass shooting aftermath speeches than any other president will, obviously, but it's just crazy when you look at the difference and you know, because I don't know, it's so sad, and reading the speeches, it's just heartbreaking every time. They follow a certain structure kind of, and he's just given so many of them at this point that clearly this wasn't a mass shooting, but I mean, still
after the 7th time it's happened in your presidency, what do you say?
What more do you? What else can you do? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's too sad. Well, anyway, hopefully to bring some happier news to you guys. Live in the mood. Got some celebrity gossip. So, the rumors of Kate Middleton have finally been put to rest as Middleton enjoyed several glasses of local wine at an engagement at the Amsfield Vineyard in New Zealand yesterday. Although William hinted at the possibility of having another child, a source closely to the couple told Us Weekly that Kate is not pregnant. Can't read again. They want a bigger family in the future, but she's not pregnant right now. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and anxiously await the future. And for our favorite Backstreet Boy, Nick Carter's finally tied the knot and found the one. Carter said "I do" to Lauren Nitt in Santa Barbara on Saturday in a romantic ceremony overlooking the ocean. And on other wedding bell news, Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas, aka Snow White and Prince Charming on ABC's Once Upon a Time, have now been married. Not only do they get to live happily ever after on TV, but in real life too. And on a bit of a sadder note, it is not happily ever after for all couples, as lead singer of Coldplay Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow announced their separation. Their split has been speculated for a long time now, as they've lived apart for a while. However, the couple's been married for more than a decade and are parents of 2 children, Apple and Moses. Paltrow and Martin asked for their privacy for their family in their statement. So sadly, we'll have to say goodbye to that power couple, but hopefully happiness is in their future. And last but not least, last night was the MTV It's not the Music Awards. I keep wanting to say Music Awards. It was the MTV Movie Awards. Now, for all of you that missed it, I will do my usual and fill you in. The movie of the year went to The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Best female performance went to Jennifer Lawrence in The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Best male performance went to Josh Hutcherson in Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Breakthrough performance went to Will Poulter in We're the Millers. Best comedic performance went to Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street. And best shirtless performance went to Zac Efron in That Awkward Moment. And last but not least, the best on-screen transformation went to Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club. For all you avid red carpeters, I recommend taking a peek on the outfits of the night because it was sure a winning night both at the award show and the red carpet. It's amazing how when you get to the MTV Movie Awards, it's all either movies or like best shirtless performance.
That is objectifying. As a man, I'm offended that you were objectifying my kind like that on MTV.
Like flinch when I read them last night. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't hit me till today. But wow, MTV Music Awards are much better. And clearly, that's what I wanted to talk about. So
MTV, the M stands for music.
Yeah.
Movies aren't music, guys. Like I don't know.
Thank you very much.
You're kind of outside of your like defined like area of expertise. So I question your ability to judge movies. MTV.
I do too. I mean, Catching Fire won like 4 of those. So.
But like I guess it's nice that there's like a way that movies like Catching Fire that are just never going to win an Oscar.
That's true. Can get some
recognition.
That's very true.
So.
That's very, very true.
Yes.
Well, anyway, Vanderbilt, I hope that you are inside watching the MTV movie. I almost said music again. Movie Awards, because it's going to be raining out today. It's high of 74 with a low of 36, and 80% chance of rain. Tomorrow's a high of 52 and a low of 31, and there's a possibility of snow. Oh my God! It'll begin to warm up, however, because the weekend is highs of 70s. But like, there is nothing like Nashville weather. What is this? It's gonna snow tomorrow. April.
It is April.
Global warming, people.
Rites of Spring is behind us. Rites of Spring.
Hey, at least it wasn't snowing during Rites of Spring.
It's true.
I wore shorts. Like it was hot.
Yes.
It was almost too hot on Saturday. Something's not right. But I have my rain boots on, which you can't see because the table's here. I'm trying to show you. I have my rain boots on. I am ready for the rain, and no one else is, but I am.
I'm not.
And it's sunny out. When I walked out this morning, I was like, Carly has an umbrella. I'm not talking about myself in the third person. Okay, Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Well, Vanderbilt, it has been an interesting one. So join us on Wednesday for Carly Vaughn and Fallon Thompson in their last show of the year. And then join us on Monday for the last Morning View episode show of the year and our last Morning View
show
maybe ever.
So sad. Unless we're back.
I mean, unless we pull a John Rice and come back. But our last Morning View as hosts.
It's sure to be a special one.
Yes.
So make sure to tune in.
We'll see you then.